All right, let's get this show started!
More than 90% of eligible fighters expecting payouts from the $375 million UFC antitrust settlement have now been paid, with attorneys explaining why a few fighters are still waiting. The settlement, officially approved in 2025, resolved a lawsuit dating back to 2014 led by fighters such as Kung Lee and Nate Quarry. It covers athletes who competed in the UFC between 2010 and 2017, while additional antitrust lawsuits covering fighters from 2017 to the present remain ongoing. Since approval, Berger Montague, the law firm representing the fighters, has disbursed $237,386,515 to 984 claimants in 44 countries, covering over 90% of eligible athletes. A small number of fighters are still waiting due to legal complications, including competing claims from spouses or taxing authorities, unclear heirs, or outstanding child support obligations. Some cases involve deceased fighters without a will. Additionally, 17 fighters live in countries under US sanctions, which legally prevents the transfer of funds. Attorneys hope affected fighters will reach out so the remaining payouts can be completed. Bruna Brasil's exit from the UFC took an unusual turn after the strawweight discovered her release through a fan interaction on social media. The development followed her unanimous decision loss to Alexia Tainara in Seattle, which marked her second consecutive defeat. Fans informed Brasil in the comments section of her recent Instagram post that she had been removed from the UFC roster. The situation quickly gained attention as it appeared that the UFC hadn't even contacted her to inform her about the release. What do you guys make of the UFC cutting fighters without even contacting them? Let us know in the comments below. Quick heads up guys, if you're enjoying the content, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the hype button to help us reach more viewers. Now back to the news. Kamaru Usman has come to the defense of Khabib Nurmagomedov following recent controversy. While Khabib remains a global superstar, some of his recent remarks sparked backlash among MMA fans. During a Q&A panel, the former UFC champion made controversial comments about female fighters, calling them weak and suggesting that fighting is for men. Several top female stars such as Juliana Pena and Valentina Shevchenko scorched him in response. However, one of Khabib's longtime friends stepped in to defend him. Speaking on a recent episode of the Pound for Pound podcast, Usman said Khabib didn't intend to disrespect women, adding that his comments may have been misunderstood due to cultural differences in the way he expresses himself.
I completely understood where he went because I am from a different culture, and I think it's just a cultural thing, and also it's I don't want to say language barrier.
It's not. It's a cultural thing.
It's a cultural thing, but it's I think it's just a way of expressing himself to where this has absolutely nothing to do with what the society or the American public is taking this as. He didn't mean that, oh, women can't do anything, women are just little weaklings. He didn't mean that. I think what he was, I think the way I interpret that is, fighting is a rough sport. It's a rough and tough sport. We know that. It's very violent and it's rough. And so, yes, men war. We know that. Everybody knows that. Men war. And this was the whole premise of why you draft the men to war back in the day. This was the premise of why you draft the men to go to war and the women and children stay at home. This is exactly what that is. He's not saying that women are weak, women can't do anything, but it's just taken out of context. He meant that it's a violent thing that men do, and that's why you leave that to violent men sometimes.
Charles Oliveira was not amused by Nate Diaz's recent comments and won't let that distract him from his main focus, which is regaining the UFC lightweight championship. DuBronx reinserted himself in the conversation for the next shot at the 155-pound belt after back-to-back wins over Mateusz Gamrot and Max Holloway, and the fact that he recently won the BMF belt made Diaz aim at him in an interview with Theo Von, saying he's confident he would beat the f***ing shit out of Oliveira. Now, in an interview with Canelo and Karada, Oliveira responded, saying he'd be open to fighting Diaz, but while the matchup seems highly unlikely, DuBronx said he's also open to facing Conor McGregor. He said, "Would a fight with Nate be good? Of course, definitely. Given everything he's been saying, he's a guy who sells a lot. Someone who would help us make money. It would be a big fight and a lot of people would want to see it." There's also Conor McGregor talking, so honestly, I'm very sure that the most important thing is understanding the game, understanding what the UFC wants to see if it's good for us too, because it has to be good for both sides. We've heard so many times that Conor is coming back and nothing happens, but one of the reasons I believe he might return this time is that Dana usually wouldn't say anything, and this time he has spoken. So I do believe he could come back to fight at International Fight Week. Oliveira also shared his roadmap for reclaiming gold. I'm going after the title. I want to become champion again, but I think nobody is naive. Everyone is doing the math. The belt will be unified in June. I could be a backup for the fight. I think that if Poirier wins, he moves up a division and the belt becomes vacant. Regardless of whether it becomes vacant or not, I'm next in line. Dustin Poirier has shown off his new physique, and he's looking jacked. Following his retirement, Poirier revealed that he's been focused on putting on size. Speaking on Joe Rogan's podcast, he shared that he started using peptides, which have helped improve his recovery and allow him to gain weight more effectively. Poirier also revealed that he now weighs around 190 pounds, roughly 13 to 15 pounds heavier than his usual walk-around weight during his lightweight career. Now, Poirier has posted a new video on Instagram, where he looks noticeably bigger.
Fitness Club, I just finished up with Pump, about to replenish with IM8. I put one of these satchels in here already with a scoop of protein, got all the bases covered, everything I need to recover, feel great, repair this body for tomorrow, hit it again. Check them out, im8health.com. Also has hydration in here, good to replenish everything, covers all. Check them out, one scoop or one satchel, easy to travel with, super dope.
Fans quickly reacted in the comments, with many surprised by his transformation. One fan wrote, "What are they feeding you? This guy is never making 155 again. You're looking huge, Dustin." Another fan wrote, "My boy is an absolute unit." Former Bellator champion Johnny Eblen chimed in with his own reaction, writing, "Peptide Poppy." One of the UFC's most heated rivalries between former teammates turned enemies, Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal, has taken another dramatic turn, this time in court. According to multiple reports, Covington has filed a lawsuit against Masvidal seeking over $100,000 in damages related to a 2022 incident shortly after their fight at UFC 272. Following a dinner at a Miami restaurant, Masvidal attacked Covington outside the venue, leaving him with multiple facial injuries. In 2023, Masvidal pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor battery charge as part of a plea deal. Now, 4 years later, Covington claims he is still dealing with lasting effects, including pain and suffering, disfigurement, mental anguish, loss of enjoyment of life, and an inability to earn income. He is seeking more than $50,000 in damages, which includes lost earnings and $15,000 for damage to his Rolex. Kayla Harrison takes umbrage with some of Ronda Rousey's comments regarding her MMA return. Former UFC Women's Bantamweight champion Rousey and Gina Carano will headline the upcoming Most Valuable Promotions debut MMA event on Netflix on May 16th. Rousey has been actively going at the UFC by claiming that her fight with Carano is the biggest fight in women's MMA history. Harrison, the current UFC's Women's Bantamweight champ, vehemently disagrees. Speaking on the Death Row MMA podcast with Jorge Masvidal, Harrison laughed off Rousey's claims and didn't hold back, calling her irrelevant and saying she should shut the f*** up.
Fighting, headlining a card on Netflix.
Oh my god, bro, do not get me started. Do not call her that.
Is this?
Don't get me fired.
Your sensei.
Oh, okay. I don't think we should talk about this because I don't think I have anything nice to say.
Well, maybe you just sit there and me and Chris will talk about it.
Well, I'm lost. I don't know what's going on here.
He doesn't know what's going on because she's so f***ing irrelevant. Best card in the history of fighting. Haven't you heard?
No,
that's what she said. That's what she said.
Do you know? Is that what she said?
She said this is the best female fight of all time.
Do you know what? That card would be nothing if those guys haven't been through the UFC.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not trying to shit on Netflix because I like it. They have some very good fights.
I'll shit on it for you.
But Ronda saying that this is the greatest women fight, like, and I love Gina.
How old is Gina, though? She hasn't fought in 17 years. Like, shut up.
Arman Tsarukyan is facing some criticism following a recent live stream. On Thursday, Arman appeared on Clavicular Stream, where he choked one of the streamer's friends unconscious, and it seems he held the choke for too long. The clip quickly sparked reactions online, with a number of fans criticizing Arman's actions. One fan wrote, "Today I learned Arman doesn't know how to count to 5. Is bro stupid? The moment he drops his hands, he's already out. Isn't he supposed to be trained?" Arman Tsarukyan is being sued by Clavicular's boyfriend. Another fan wrote, "This is disgusting. Arman never learns? Dumbass." The movie was called Dumb and Dumber. Stupidity, always doing something immature. These actions have consequences. I like you as a fighter, but these bullshit videos for attention will get you in trouble sooner or later at Arman. Stop doing these things if you want to be a UFC champ and don't want to go to jail. Another fan said, streamer culture is basically jackass for less talented performers and an even dumber audience. What the f is wrong with him? Arman better be ready to lose 6 figures if that kid decides to sue. Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Velocity Satisfaction. Number 2 meme was posted by Average Reddit Cuck. And number 1 meme was posted by Menace.
Well, I think people need to understand that and take it into a factor and understand how important November 5th is of 2024 for this country, for the future of this country, for the future of my children, and hopefully when they become older, become grandchildren, and the future of this country's children.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of MMA. Catch you tomorrow.